Hey y'all. So I want to talk about my reflection for Christian ethics. Now, to be honest, I was very super duper excited for this class because I'm a Christian, and to know that we just have a course that we are able to look at the Bible from a worldview, I thought it would be phenomenal. But I had moments where I got overwhelmed with the assignments, and my grades started to go downhill, um, and I just became overwhelmed. Um, but I started to push back. I started to get back in the flow and making sure that I'm putting in the effort to bring my grade up. So I want to share with you all the reflection. Um, one of the biggest things that I took from this course is how broad Christian ethics really is, and how we don't just apply it to obvious moral questions, but we apply it to systems and decisions and cultures and even technology. And I didn't always think that deeply before this class. And a lot of times I separated my faith from real world topics like politics and education and media and finance. But this course challenged that separation, and it showed me that is really nothing is really neutral. Everything is shaped by values, including mine. If I had to summarize what stood out most, it's that ethics is not just about right and wrong, but it's about how my faith shapes how I live in every space that I enter. Um, I feel like this course helped me realize that my ethical perspective is still developing, to be honest. Um, as someone who's so young in the faith, there's still things that I am learning, and it's becoming more intentional. And right now, the things shaping how I think about right and wrong are scripture and personal conviction, and the understanding that my faith has to be active and not passive. But I also noticed something during this course. I noticed something very important about myself, y'all. That I still wrestle with questions like how to apply biblical truth in modern situations that aren't always black and white. And I think that's where growth is happening for me, learning how to hold truth while still navigating the complexity of the situation. And I'm realizing that ethics is not just about having answers, but it's about developing discernment. Um, One of the things that I can honestly say that when I face ethical decisions moving forward, I still I think I start asking myself more intentional questions, like what does scripture say about this principle, or not just the situation but the principle underneath it. And I also think that I'll start asking, am I being influenced more by culture, convenience, or conviction? um, I can say that I've learned the importance of slowing down decisions enough to include wisdom and prayer, even in community input, not just my own reaction in the moment. And my goal isn't just to make correct decisions, but to become someone who is constantly grounded and not reactive. Ooh, y'all, I definitely learned a lot in this class. Um, and I feel like this course is very needed. I feel like this course also made me think about how Christians engage with people who don't agree with them. I don't think that the goal is to win arguments, but I think it's for us to stay grounded in truth while still being able to listen well. That means holding our conviction without being harsh. We don't have to be so quick to be offended or quick to defend when we know the truth. Um, and honestly, learning how to listen without immediately trying to respond has been one of the biggest challenges. But I think that's part of Christian ethics too. How we treat people in disagreements is just as important as what we believe. Um, One of the things that stood out to me was when we had to talk about how much influence and media and culture have right now. And content creators aren't just posting, but they're shaping perception. Platforms aren't just neutral, but they amplify voices and ideas. And as consumers, we have to have the responsibility in what we support and share and normalize. Like, we have to be held accountable. We cannot just be posting anything. We have to understand that because we have that influence, our content holds weight. Um, And I think Christian X has challenged all of us to be more aware of what we're being formed by, not just what we're watching. Because over time, what we consume starts shaping what we accept as normal. Um, so I realized a lot of things about this course. And truly, Dr. Sanders, I just want to say thank you for taking the time out to give us this coursework. This course didn't just give me information, it gave me a lens. And I think the biggest takeaway for me is that Jesus isn't just part of my life, but He is meant to interpret all of it. Whether that's politics, education, media, relationships, culture, or whatever, nothing is outside of His lordship. And going forward, we shouldn't want to be someone who just believes in Jesus, but we should want to be someone who can think with His wisdom in every space that we step into. And I believe that's the shift that we need to adopt as Christians. And that's the things that I learned in this course. Thank you so much, Dr. Sanders, for having me in your course. I pray that you have a very blessed day. And yeah, thank you so much.